And we are live. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Thank y'all for joining me on this beautiful Tuesday evening. Make sure you hit that like button on the way in, hit that subscribe button on the way out. I definitely appreciate y'all being here. We got a big show for y'all tonight. Hunter Biden goes free. Billionaires missing on a sub, trying to check out the Titanic wreckage. Juneteenth celebrations. Tucker released his 5th episode on his Twitter show. All that and more on the show tonight. I definitely appreciate y'all being here. Bangity boom. Bickety bam. What up, boom booms in the house? Boomer. Okay, boomer. Yeah, we're pissed tonight, boy. We are pissed tonight. Because you know if that was Donald Trump Jr., they'd be tearing his ass up. They would not leave it alone. I hadn't really heard very much big news about it. They got it here and there. Make sure you guys check out that Rebel Without a Reason store. That's rebelwithoutareason.com. You're going to find a link for the show there. Take you right to the page. You also get all your hoodies, hats, shirts, stickers, and more. Accessories and whatnot. You fuck around and find out shirts. Show them what your pronouns are. With the new FAFO shirts. You can get that and more at rebelwithoutareason.com. Let's get on into this thing. You got me on the big screen. Oh my God. What about that? They said it ain't no felony. Yeah, they played it down, dude. You can always plead things down. If you got the right type of attorneys, you can get anything played down. You see his daddy is the president. He's got that get out of jail free card. He don't even need it, man. Influence will get you everywhere. Biden, it's everywhere you want to be. Let's jump into this thing. Boomhauer says Kodak Black got his ass thrown in jail for months because he lied on a gun application. Trump had to pardon him. Oh, yeah. That's one thing that pissed me off about Trump because he was pardoning Kodak Black and Lil Bookie and Dum Dum and all them. I'm like, dude, we got real people out here that are fighting for freedom out here, and you're letting these idiots go for whatever reason. I don't know. Everybody's got their own reasons for doing everything, I guess. Yep, or your daddy is the president. You damn right. We'll get into it, all that and more, though. He also got a settlement on his... we're going to get right into it. Fuck it. They came to a settlement on his divorce proceedings for the child support. I'm sorry, not divorce, but child support payments. Hunter Biden settles his child support dispute and gets payments lowered from $20,000 a month to $5,000 a month. Hunter Biden has been battling for some time to get his payments lowered because he allegedly could no longer afford it. And we know that's bullshit because we saw the documents on his pay stubs and whatnot from where he had to pay the rent on the house that his daddy owned. Get the fuck out of here. So we know you got money, buddy. This comes at the perfect time for Hunter as the House is investigating him for taking bribes worth millions. The mother also agreed to give up her quest to give her daughter the last name Biden. Wow. Apparently Hunter Biden fought animately because he doesn't feel his own daughter deserved his last name. And there's your boy right there. What a piece of trash. Yep, Lil Ray Ray, Bookie Dookie, all them. Yep, he was banging them strippers. Speaking of doing things for money, you can hit that donate button if you want to on the Rumble channel. I definitely appreciate y'all. Visit the store and get all that cool, fun shit. Or not, it's up to you. Sonya's in the house. Hello. Hola. Fawn says 80,000 a week from Burisma, 5 million bribe. Can't pay that child support. Dude, 20,000 a month to 5,000 a month? Shh. Dude, I'm with Chris Rock. I ain't saying OJ should have killed her, but I understand. And he'll check out what Laura Loomer just posted a minute ago, 2 hours ago. Really strange how this accounting error just so happens to be announced the same exact day as Hunter Biden's plea deal. It's like our government isn't even trying to hide their money laundering anymore. Looks like a bribery payoff to me, and I've seen, if I've ever seen one. This was back in 2020, Hunter Biden, second son of the U.S. President Joe Biden, is being investigated by the Justice Department over his finances, including, according to U.S. media reports, some of his business dealings in China. I'm telling you, man, they're both corrupt as hell. CCP is in the White House more than people want to understand. Nobody wants to believe it. You'll believe it when the boot is crushing your balls. Sonia, I sent you some stuff on Twitter too of the Biden crime book while we're on Hunter's topic. This person right here released a 630-page report on the Biden laptop that thoroughly documents 459 crimes committed by the Bidens and their associates, 140 business crimes, 191 sex crimes, 128 drug crimes. And you can get a free copy of that by going here. I'm going to copy this and paste this into the chat for y'all. For those that don't have it. Boom. Also for my Rumble folks over there, I'm giving that to y'all too. Mandingo, what up, fool? He's on Rumble. What's up, man? Did I watch the James O'Keefe Black Rock video? Yes, sir, I did. And we're going to do that here in just a little while. I don't know if it's YouTube safe, though, so it's going to be a Rumble thing. Make sure y'all stick around after the show. We're going to do Rumble stuff. But you can see right here, this is a book that somebody actually put together. You can buy the actual book, or you can download the PDF for free at that website. So, Sonia, I sent that to you. It's I'm sure it's going to be a heavy read. I'll get into it a little more. Let me find all these reports here. I definitely appreciate y'all being here. Taking a valuable time to spend it with me. Awesome. There's been so much news going on today, though, man. I got a lot to cover. So we're going to try to go as quick as possible. Boom Howard said, this is garbage. They did this because when Trump gets in their ass, it's grass. Yeah. Hell yeah, it is. Hell yeah, it is. But now it's double jeopardy. Yeah. Well, even Trump, speaking of Trump, he posted today, wow, the corrupt Biden DOJ just cleared up hundreds of years of criminal liability by giving Hunter Biden a mere traffic ticket. Our system is broken. Yeah. And that's what it was. They pled down the charges. Let's watch this article. Watch this video.
Following a years-long investigation, the president's son, Hunter Biden, has reached a plea agreement with the U.S. Attorney's Office in Delaware.
Yeah, sorry about that echo. I fixed it now. Sorry about that.
where Hunter Biden set to plead guilty to 2 misdemeanor counts of failing to pay his taxes. The prosecutor, as part of the deal, agreeing to recommend probation, no prison time. NBC's Kristen Welker joins us with details behind this plea agreement just filed that appears to wrap up the investigation into Hunter Biden. Kristen, good morning.
Hi, Savannah. Good morning to you. This is a 5-year investigation that has now been wrapped up. And as you say, this is a Trump-appointed U.S. attorney for Delaware who has reached a plea agreement with Hunter Biden in which he is expected to plead guilty to 2 federal misdemeanor counts of failing to pay his taxes. Now, notably, he also faces a separate gun possession charge. That is likely going to be dismissed if he meets the conditions that have been hammered out under this agreement. We are getting a statement from the attorney from Hunter Biden who tells NBC News, quote, "With this announcement of 2 agreements between my client, Hunter Biden, and the United States Attorney's Office for the District of Delaware, it is my understanding that the 5-year investigation into Hunter is resolved." Now, taking a step back here, Savannah, what is happening is that Hunter is not being charged with the potentially more serious allegations of potential criminal misconduct, business dealings, scrutiny of his business dealings with Chinese-owned businesses, Ukrainian businesses. This will undoubtedly become a political matter. Now, we are reaching out to, of course, the White House. We have not heard from the White House yet about this. President Biden has really not said a whole lot about this. He has argued that he wants to keep distance between himself and, of course, the Justice Department in this investigation. But notably, he did make some very recent comments in an interview with Stephanie Ruhle saying, quote, "My son has done nothing wrong. I trust him." Those comments will undoubtedly come under fresh scrutiny. Now, of course, this does come about a week after former President Trump pled not guilty to 37 counts that he mishandled classified documents. Republicans, the former president, have argued that there are 2 systems of justice here, one for him, one for Democrats. Of course, that is an argument that we have seen both Republicans and Democrats push back against. And the counterpoint that you'll undoubtedly hear in this case from Democrats will be that this is a Trump-appointed U.S. attorney. But again, a lot of scrutiny with this new development.
Well, there will be a lot of politics to discuss, but let's stay on this legal agreement that we just got word of. And I want to turn to Ken Delaney, who covers Justice Department for us. So Hunter Biden's attorneys are saying this is essentially a global resolution of this 5-year-long investigation into Hunter Biden that looked at his taxes, this gun charge, but as Kristen referred to, also was scrutinizing business dealings that he had overseas, whether or not he had failed to register as a foreign agent, among other items. Is it your understanding that this investigation looked into those matters and has now concluded there are no charges forthcoming?
Good morning, Savannah. I certainly know from my own reporting that the investigation did look into those matters. And I guess the way to put it is we have no reason to doubt the on-the-record statement from Mr. Biden's attorneys that this resolution concludes the inquiry. As you know, NBC News reported that Hunter Biden received some $11 million from 2013 through 2018 for his work with a Ukrainian firm and a Chinese business person. And that work and some other issues are now the subject of investigations by congressional Republicans. But we also know that the Justice Department took a look at those issues. And if Hunter Biden's attorneys are to be believed, found no evidence of wrongdoing. And in fact, NBC News had previously reported that there was a felony tax charge on the table under consideration related to the improper use of a business expense. Obviously, the DOJ has decided not to bring that charge as part of this agreement, which is significant. That was the only felony tax charge we were aware of. And so what you have here are 2 misdemeanor charges about willful failure to pay taxes. And as Kristen said, this gun possession charge, possession of a gun by a user not entitled to possess one, which Mr. Biden is admitting to the facts of that charge, but will be entering a deferred adjudication, and that will be wiped off his record. So a significant legal victory for Mr. Biden in the sense that there's no jail time called for here. But at the same time, an admission of wrongdoing, even when, as Kristen said, his father has said very recently that his son did nothing wrong. So he is admitting to a crime here, but not a felony.
It's a guilty plea to a misdemeanor, 2 misdemeanor counts, and as mentioned on the gun charge, which has to do with the paperwork you file when you try to purchase a gun. He was accused of falsifying that by not acknowledging a problem with addiction. Let me turn to Danny Savalos. Danny, you've seen many plea agreements. This one will come under close scrutiny, of course, because it regards the president's son. And now he's been given a plea agreement that allows him to plead guilty to misdemeanors only, in which the prosecutor reportedly will only ask for probation, not jail time. This is a Trump-appointed prosecutor who stayed on in the next administration. Is this in line with what you might see in the garden variety case where you don't have a famous defendant?
Yes, given these charges, because the vast majority of federal cases are felonies. But if you take a look, for example, at the lowest level of the United States sentencing guidelines, they will go from 0 to 6 months, and that will include felonies. Let's say, for example, a false statement, Section 1001. We've seen that in the case of folks like former General Michael Flynn. Sentencing guidelines for the lowest level felonies and first-time offenders will be in the 0 to 6 month range. So you can reasonably expect probation. So if you're talking about federal misdemeanors, which candidly are pretty rare in the federal system, then it isn't unreasonable to expect you might be able to get a pretrial diversionary program. However, I have to stress that statistically, since the vast majority of federal cases are felonies and the sentencing guidelines can be pretty draconian, and that's a defense attorney talking, that most of the time you don't see a lot of pretrial diversion cases, this one free bite of the apple, straight probation in federal court. You see a lot more of incarcerative sentences where people are going to prison. But again, in misdemeanor land, it is reasonable to expect a straight probation or even a pretrial diversion sentence if you did what this defendant did, which it appears that he raced to plead guilty, raced to negotiate his guilty plea. That's the situation where you will get federal prosecutors on your side recommending the same thing the defense is here.
Yeah, and Danny, let me ask you, another aspect of this is Hunter Biden paid back those taxes, I believe, a year ago. Now, technically speaking, you can still be charged with the crime even if you pay it back. It's like if you rob a bank and you return the money, you can still be charged with robbing the bank. But do you think as a practical matter that might have affected the prosecutor's decision to not seek a felony charge in this matter?
It absolutely makes a difference. And this is the kind of thing in federal practice. Oftentimes, a defense attorney isn't looking to win an acquittal at a trial. More often, you're trying to give your client the softest landing possible, and you have to be creative. And for example, you approach the government and say, look, there is a harm here. We can repay some of that. That doesn't exonerate the client, but it is something to be considered as we work towards a resolution that both sides can live with, that the government feels comfortable with, and that the defendant can live with. But that really is the gold standard for negotiating a plea agreement, is anything that keeps your client out of the Bureau of Prisons.
And indeed, it seems that is the agreement that has been reached now between the federal prosecutor looking into this case since 2018, a Trump appointee, David Weiss, who has made a deal with Hunter Biden, the president's son. The president's son, Hunter, will plead guilty to 2 misdemeanor counts of failing to pay taxes. On a gun charge, he is going to be entered into pretrial diversion, which will result in no prison time if conditions are met.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top.
Shut up, bitch!
Shut the fuck up, Hannah. What the hell is her damn name? Savannah Country. Shut up, bitch. And you notice they put General Flynn in there and the Trump appointed attorney in there. They had to stick those points on it. Just in case you right-wingers didn't understand that the justice system is fair. They want to make sure y'all know. Let's get this one from...
Shut up, bitch!
Whoops, wrong button. Take it back, take it back.
Hunter Biden, the son of President Joe Biden, will plead guilty to 2 misdemeanor tax offenses and struck a deal with federal prosecutors to resolve a felony gun charge. According to prosecutors, Hunter Biden owed at least $100,000 in federal taxes in both 2017 and 2018, but did not pay what was due to the IRS by the deadlines. Last year, a lawyer for the president's son said his client has since, quote, fully paid those IRS debts. The 53-year-old also struck a deal with federal prosecutors to resolve one felony gun charge. In 2021 interviews with the media, Hunter Biden talked about how he'd been addicted to drugs, which raised the possibility he broke federal law when he bought a firearm. The White House issued a statement saying, quote, the president and first lady love their son and support him as he continues to rebuild his life. We will have no further comment. Former President Donald Trump slammed the plea deal. Writing on Truth Social, it equates to a mere traffic ticket. The U.S. Attorney for Delaware, David Weiss, appointed by former President Trump, says the Hunter Biden investigation is ongoing. Republican Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy says the agreement won't impact a Republican congressional probe into the Biden family's business dealings.
It actually should enhance our investigations because the DOJ should not be able to withhold any information now.
I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
Crazy. But there's not two tiers of justice. If that was any regular person, your ass would be under the jail right now. Under the jail. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, I mean, tax offenses, that's how they got, what's his name? The big bad criminal from back in the day. The mobster, the gangster. Dumb. I mean, obviously, there's a 2-tier, well, it might even be 3 tiers because you got the regular folks that get shafted, and you got the celebrities and rich people, and then you got politicians, and they never go to fucking jail. Has any politician ever went to jail? Can anybody tell me that? Anybody? Any big politician has ever went to jail ever? I don't think so. I don't think so. Fuck Hunter Biden. Fuck Hunter Biden. Fuck Joe Biden. Fuck all them Bidens. One second here, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, all that fun things. Give me 1 second here. We're going to get this train rolling. Chugga, 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 chugga. Toot, toot. Let's do this thing. Al Capone. That was the name I was looking for. Al Capone. No, it wasn't John Gotti. They finally got that fool. They called him the Teflon Don, too. That's how Trump got that name. Oh, John Gotti, they could never get nothing to stick on him. The only politician they want in jail is Trump. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. Man, we got so many damn stories to do over here. And none of them are in order either, so. Let's do this breaking news, though. Trump's classified documents trial is going to be set for August the 14th. Trump's classified documents trial set for August the 14th. A jury trial in the Justice Department's case against former President Donald Trump is over his handling of classified documents. Is set to convene on August 14th. Judge Eileen Cannon ordered Tuesday, a day after Trump defended his alleged refusal to return the documents by suggesting he did not have time to do so. Did anybody watch that interview with Trump and, what's his name? I can't remember his name. I got it on here anyway, but Brett Baer. Where Trump needs to shut the fuck up, man. Any attorney would tell him, don't do interviews, don't do anything. Anything you say can and will be held against you in a court of law. Cannon set the trial date in order to laying out the case calendar, including a July 24th deadline. South Florida Federal Court, where the case is being heard, operates under a speedy trial clock. That typically requires a trial conviction within 70 days. Trump pleaded not guilty last Tuesday to 37 felony counts related to his handling of classified documents after leaving office, including 31 counts of violating the Espionage Act provision that prohibits willful retention of documents, conspiracy to obstruct justice, and making false statements. Trump on Monday said in that interview, like I just said, he'd not have time to sort through the boxes. So they're going to use that. Well, you say you didn't know they were there. What was there? Who knows what? He wanted to go through them and separate the classified documents that were later discovered in his possession. I want to go through all the boxes and get my personal things out, he said. That's why I say, man, even the attorneys would tell you, shut the fuck up, man. Don't say nothing about nothing. Even if you're innocent, just shut the fuck up. They're master of language manipulation, or they try to be. They try to be. We got a lot of fun stuff for y'all too on the Rumble side of things. Make sure y'all subscribe to me over there on that side. We're going to do that here in a little while. Did y'all see Deion Sanders is having some medical issues? We'll talk about that shit right quick. He says, I have full trust in Jesus. Deion Sanders facing possible foot amputation due to blood clots. And you know what had to happen to be in that league of doing certain sports and whatnot. It's on Breitbart.com. Let's go check it out. Pro Football Hall of Famer and 8-time Pro Bowler is currently the head of coach in the University of Colorado Boulder Buffaloes. Been dealing with these blood flow issues for several years. Last year he suffered the amputation of several toes on his left foot. Wow, I didn't know that. Did y'all know that? Oh, that's the same thing they did to Scott's dad? Okay. During his first amputation, Sanders told fans that he was thankful for God for getting him through the frightening times. I endured a lot while I was in the hospital during our historic season, but I'm so grateful for God being there to help pull me through. Indeed, he noted that the doctors were even talking about more significant measure, maybe even amputating his leg from the knee down. I mean, blood thinners, nothing's going to work on that. He's had that shot, you know what I mean? So, who knows if it's not related. I'm sure it's not related. There's no way it could be related. He developed a femoral artery blood clot. He also had compartment syndrome, which meant his leg swelled. The doctors had to flay open his leg to drain the fluid. Sanders later had his left foot's big toe and second toe amputated. The more drastic measure was forestalled in 2022, but it still appears that the amputation of his toes did not fully alleviate Sanders' condition. What up, Krabby in the house? Diagnosis was made publicly in a video posted by the pregame show in which Sanders meets with doctors to discuss his growing problem with his blood flow. In the video, one of the medical professionals informs Sanders that he only has 66% blood pressure in his left foot near his ankle. That's some shit that's like diabetics and whatnot. You know what I mean? We're not going to watch that whole clip, but that's crazy. Yeah, he is the one that quit the HSBCU because they wouldn't want to get it together, man. They didn't want to get it together. I'm going to open these phone lines up for y'all. Make sure y'all call in right now. 615-348-5482. 615-348-5482. I'm going to get down on the rest of these stories, though. Shout out to my rebels for being here. I definitely appreciate y'all. Boom. Your time is valuable, and I appreciate you spending a little bit with me. Thank y'all so much. Shout out to my moderators, Anthony McQuaid, Atomic Tabasco, Cat F, Zeta Wichi's Cane Sword, Latina and Cali, and the beautiful Miss Sonia Scrapbook. Best damn co-host on the internet. Let's keep this train rolling here. How do I know he had it? Didn't you have to be in the standing in line to get that shit to even keep your job? He was in that field. Everybody else got it in that field. Allegedly. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. I'm assuming things, obviously. Alleged things. Breaking Andrew and Tristan Tate charged after a 15-month-long investigation. The charges against him include rape, human trafficking, formation of an organized crime group. The allegations claim the Tates form an organized criminal group in Romania, the U.S., the UK, and other countries to recruit girls by promising them love, marriage, then placing them under constant surveillance/control and forcing them into the porn industry. The trial will not start immediately and is expected to take several years. I'm not going to read all the opinions of Mario. You can go read that shit if you want to. Follow him on Twitter, Mario Nofall. But he got that ass arrested again. But y'all remember way back when they first broke that case, I was listening in on that Twitter space. And all the callers that were calling in on to defend him were a bunch of fucking pimps. They were like, man, what we do is pimp these hoes. And that's all they've been doing is pimping hoes. I'm like, wow, you're some scumbags, dude. What the hell? Wow. Two-tier justice for sure. Listen to this bitch talking about she want Trump to get shot.
Having Trump not only have had the codes, but now having the classified information for Americans and being able to put that out and share it in his resort with anyone and everyone who comes through should be terrifying to all Americans, and he needs to be stopped.
Wow, excuse me? What? Krabby, what up, Krabby on Rumble? Alien, what's up, fool? Aliens in the house. Thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all. Now, here goes Trump talking on Brett Baer's show. He should shut the fuck up.
please, could we have it back?
And they
please,
asked for that.
Because they have no, we
They
were
did
talking.
ask for it.
No, and
they said,
I gave
can you
them
give the
some,
documents back?
and we were talking.
And then they said they went to DOJ to subpoena you to get them
Which
back.
they've never done before.
Right.
And in
but
all
why not
fairness,
just hand them over then?
Because I had boxes. I want to go through the boxes and get all my personal things out. I don't want to hand that over to NARA yet. And I was very busy, as you've sort of seen.
Yeah, but
I've been
according to
very,
the
very
indictment,
busy.
you then tell this aide to move to other locations after telling your lawyers to say you'd fully complied with the subpoena when you hadn't.
But before I send boxes over, I have to take all of my things out. These boxes were interspersed with all sorts of things, golf shirts, clothing, pants, shoes. There were many things. I would say much more, not that I know of, but everything was declassified. And Biden didn't have the right to do that because he wasn't president. Nor did Mike Pence, by the way, have the right to do that because he wasn't president.
Right, I'm not going to...
Yeah, see, so right there, they're already using that against him. You saw in that.
Please, could we have it back?
And they
please,
asked for that.
because they have no.
Sorry about that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so Trump just needs to shut the fuck up, you know what I mean? Like, be quiet. You saw in that Forbes video that they just take anything you say and use it against you, just like the law says. Here is the missing submarine that the people are missing in. A billionaire went down there with his friends to go do some fun sightseeing at the Titanic, as billionaires do.
An experimental submersible vessel that has not been approved or certified by any regulatory body and could result in physical injury, disability, emotional trauma, or death. Where do I sign? Oh!
Take your shoes off, that's customary.
Okay. Wow. Inside, the sub has about as much room as a minivan.
So this is not your grandfather's submersible. We only have one button, that's it. It should be like an elevator. You know, it shouldn't take a lot of skill.
The Titan is the only 5-person sub in the world that can reach Titanic depths, 2.4 miles below the sea. It's also the only one with a toilet. Sort of. And yet, I couldn't help noticing how many pieces of this sub seemed improvised.
We can use these off-the-shelf components. I got these from Camper World. We run the whole thing with this game controller.
Come on! It seems like this submersible has some elements of MacGyver-y jerry-rigness. I mean, you're putting construction pipes as ballast.
I don't know if I'd use that description of it, but there's...
Wow. Would you trust your life to some weird ragged-ass shit like that? And whoever goes down there and gets them are risking their lives too. You know what I mean? It's not going to be a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Just pull up there and say, let's jump in the sub. Let's go, y'all. No, man. You're going to be risking a lot of people to get that shit done. Where's James Cameron at anyway? He's got a sub that can go down there and do all that shit. $250K and that's the bathroom? I know, dude. What the hell? They give you a little pee bottle. Crazy. I wouldn't do that shit. I don't even want to go on a cruise, you know what I mean? And that's like tried and true technology, quote unquote, you know what I mean? There ain't no damn way. You're putting your life in somebody else's hands like that. And people don't really, I guess they realize it. Maybe they don't realize it. Maybe they don't care. But that's really what's happening. You're hoping all those people that went to work that day paid attention and training. They seeing the abysmal fish right now. Hell yeah, they are. They're supposed to have 41 hours of oxygen left the last time I saw. Let me go find that right quick. Yeah, they started with 96 hours of oxygen, supposedly. And these are all estimations, you understand? Because they don't really know. They got a distress signal saying, hey, we're in trouble. And then all their communications went out, which they could have had a hull breach. You know what I mean? If they had a breach in that and water got inside there, boom, they're fucking done anyway. Oh, shit. Blow my head off. Give me 1 second. Boom, Howard, what's up?
Man, you must be out your damn mind. Ain't no way I'm getting on that submarine.
Hell
You
no.
crazy, man.
Hell no.
I ain't even trying to get on no damn city bus, much less get on a submarine that small. That little ass bathroom in that thing. I did not see this footage. I saw pieces of it on ABL, but I didn't see them talking about it and how little it was. Dude, it's like it looks like a propane tank that they just cut up. Don't it? It looks like a damn propane tank sitting outside somebody's house
Well,
that they cut up.
It's got to be thick as hell to withstand all that ocean pressure. You know what I mean? And then you're not just picking that shit up at Walmart.
I guess the only thing I can think of was ABL said they took it out like twice this month or something, or twice this week already, and did 2 other trips and went all the way down to the Titanic and everything, and then nothing happened. So you got to think by now, say, okay, third time's a charm. You went down there, and that air pressure got in there and started busting out. If it had windows in it or any kind of crack could have got in it, and shit, water rushed in there quick. Boy, they stunk like a missile, boy. Just down to the bottom.
Well, you saw.
You got it.
Did you ever see The Abyss?
I think I did. What was that about? That ain't the one with.
That movie was about them going down in a deep exploration vehicle like that, and they got fucked up. One of their vehicles were dismantled, so they had to go try to fix it, and it was several layered stories in there. Point of the thing is they were down so far down, deep down in there, that the pressure was too much for one of these particular vehicles, and as it's falling down into the abyss, that shit just goes, it like explodes into itself because of the pressure. Straight up kills.
Oh yeah, and wasn't it like a bubble or something? And like as they're falling, it started cracking the glass, and then it just goes in on itself.
Yep, that's it. Boom, you're done.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, man, I'm telling you, man, people need to leave that wreckage alone. You might as well. That's what the first thing I thought was, where's James Cameron? He done went down there with his big old yellow thing that was tight that he had with the arms and stuff on it. And people done been down there trying to pick that ship up, trying to bring it back up here to put it in some kind of museum or something, man. They better leave that thing alone, man. That thing ain't nothing to be played with down there. That thing is down there for a reason. That's the beginning of the Freemasonry weirdos. That's where it all started, allegedly. So you might want to leave that alone.
Yeah,
Somebody named Biden might be down there.
I mean, that's somebody's grave. You know what I mean? Like, didn't I say 2,000 people or something like that died on that bitch? I can't remember exactly, but
I do believe it. I think so, man. A lot of people, man. And now I hear all kind of conspiracy theories about
Of course it's muted. There we go. Check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. What up, Wolverines? Just in time for the fiasco. Sorry about that, guys. Let me know if y'all can hear me okay. Okay, we're good. Sorry about that. Yeah, you can't even run Skype on this bitch, man. They want to close down every damn time. Every damn time. Let's keep going though. Fuck this bullshit. Fuck these hoes. Check out these protesters right now outside of the Glendale Unified School Board meeting. This was 38 minutes ago. You got your rainbow supporters out there because they want to touch on children and do all kind of weird shit to them. Cops showing up. So there's a school board meeting tonight and all the 5-0s hanging out there because they're going to have protesters and whatnots. Yeah, I think Skype is the problem, Sonia. Every time I try to use that bitch, it wants to make everything dumb. You can't hear me, Fonz? I can hear myself. Yeah, you should have sound now, Fonz. Okay, good. We're all good on Rumble too. Sweet. I apologize for the madness. We'll be jumping over to Rumble here in a second anyway, because some of the stuff that I have to show y'all, you can't even show on fucking YouTube, man. It's dumb. I'll keep going though. Just in, former CNN producer gets 19 years in prison for horrifying child sex crimes. Ex-CNN producer sentenced to nearly 20 years in prison for luring, sexually abusing children. In Vermont, a former CNN producer has received a 19-year prison sentence for committing child sex crimes in Vermont. John Griffin, age 45, entered a plea agreement in December, confessing to connecting with a woman through a website and coercing her to bring her 9-year-old daughter to Ludlow for illicit sexual acts. Did the woman go to jail too? I hope so. Okay, good. Alien, you can hear me too. Good. In exchange for his plea agreement, the government dropped 2 additional charges of enticing a minor, according to the indictment from April to July of 2020. And do they even need a plea agreement on these things? Can't the prosecutors have confidence in the evidence that they got enough to bust these fools? I don't know, man. I'm not a lawyer. According to the indictment from April to July of 2020, Griffin utilized the messaging applications Kik and Google Hangouts to communicate with people purporting to be parents of minor daughters, conveying to them, among other ideas, that a woman is a woman regardless of her age, and that women should be sexually subservient and inferior to men. This type of idiot right here gives men a bad name with this dumb shit. On these communication platforms, Griffin sought to persuade parents to allow him to train their daughters to be sexually submissive. Wow. In June 2020, Griffin advised the mother of a 9 and 13-year-old daughters that the mother's responsibility was to see that her older daughter was trained properly, quote unquote. Griffin later transferred over $3,000 to the mother for plane tickets so the mother and her 9-year-old daughter could fly from Nevada to Boston's Logan Airport. The mother and child flew to Boston in July of 2020, where Griffin picked them up in his Tesla and drove them to his Ludlow house. At the house, the doctor was directed to engage in and did engage in unlawful sexual activity. The indictment also includes specific allegations that Griffin attempted to entice 2 other children over the internet to engage in sexual activity. In April of 2020, Griffin proposed to engage in a virtual training session over a video chat that would include him instructing the mother of the 14-year-old and her 14-year-old daughter to remove their clothing and touch each other at his direction. Wow, dude, wow. In June of 2020, Griffin proposed to a reported mother of a 16-year-old daughter that she take a little mother-daughter trip to Griffin's Ludlow ski house for sexual training involving the child. Following his 2021 arrest, CNN terminated his employment. Wow, dude. Sick people. And her mama brought her here. Dude, that's crazy. The mama brought him there. CNN, man, the most trusted name in news. Yeah, men like that are cringe. And I get the whole women need to be subservient to men type thing. I get the mentality. But doing weird shit with their kids and taking advantage of those facts, you're a sick fuck. I'm sorry. Sorry to tell you. What would you do in this story, though? Police report a couple staying at the Nashville Airbnb came home at 3 a.m. on Saturday to find this man sleeping between their 2 children. What would you do? This is a local story. Nashville, Tennessee. The Metro Police Department has arrested a man who was found sleeping in between a couple's 2 children at their Airbnb on Sunday. Oh, Pastor Lee. Jesse Lee asked the couple on his show if the girlfriend obeys her man. Shit, I bet that was a funny show. You didn't get a notice? Oh, that's dumb. Thanks for being here, Kat. Yeah, give him a crane kick right to the throatal area. Yeah, I want to know if the mother was going to jail too. They didn't say in there, Sonia. Based on the plea agreement, who the hell knows? According to the arrest affidavit for 32-year-old Tanner Tasman, the woman and her husband were staying at the Sonder Apartments at 207 7th Avenue. The couple returned to the Airbnb around 3 a.m. Out there partying, doing dumb shit. You got kids in the Airbnb. Y'all are here on vacation. Why are they in there by themselves? The mom says she shook Tasman's leg to wake him, and he jumped from the bed and charged at her, causing her to fear of possible injury. Man, that'd be the cops waking that fool up. If not a damn sledgehammer. Tasman then fled the scene, but officers found him on the first floor of the apartment where he was arrested. Tasman is facing charges of aggravated burglary and assault from the incident. Crazy as hell. It'd be local dad went upside some idiot's head for doing dumb shit. Dumb. Do 50 bullets in your ass, make your day. Dude, we're going to do that on the next movie show. Next movie night on Thursday night, after the news show on Rumble, we're going to do Hollywood Shuffle, just so y'all know. It's a great movie. But tonight we're going to do the music show on Rumble after this show, so make sure y'all stay tuned after the news show for that. Keep it rolling here. Yeah, and don't worry about Hunter paying his taxes. make sure you pay your taxes on time so the people in the accounting department can misplace $6.2 billion and find it later and say they're going to give that shit to Ukraine.
Following up from some announcements earlier this year, during the department's regular oversight of our...
God damn it, I had to echo the whole time. Nobody told me. You raggedy bastard. Let's try again.
Following up from some announcements earlier this year, during the department's regular oversight of our execution of Presidential Drawdown Authority for Ukraine, we discovered inconsistencies in equipment valuation for Ukraine. In a significant number of cases, services used replacement costs rather than net book value, thereby overestimating the value of the equipment drawn down from U.S. stocks and provided to Ukraine. Once we discovered this misvaluation, the comptroller reissued guidance on March 31st, clarifying how to value equipment in line with the financial management regulation and DoD policy to ensure we use the most accurate of accounting methods. We have confirmed that for FY23, the final calculation is $3.6 billion, and for FY22, it is $2.6 billion, for a combined total of $6.2 billion. These valuation errors in no way limit or restricted the size of any of our PDAs or impacted the provision of support to Ukraine. And while the DoD retains the authority to utilize the recaptured PDA, this has no bearing on appropriated USAI or Ukraine PDA replenishment funding approved by Congress.
Bullshit. More money, $6.2 billion more. What do they need more money for, man? The fuck out of here with this dumb shit. Let's get an update on the sub. Rescuers looking for the sub.
This is a complex search effort which
God
requires
damn.
multiple agencies with subject matter expertise.
RIP headphone users.
While the U.S. Coast Guard has assumed the role of search and rescue mission coordinator, we do not have all of the necessary expertise and equipment required in a search of this nature. The Unified Command brings that expertise and additional capability together to maximize effort in solving this very complex problem.
His audio sucks on that shit. I'm not going to continue to play that. Fix your audio, NBC. Yeah, so they're fucked. I mean, in case you hadn't got the hint by now, they're fucked. Nobody's going to rescue them. They're dead. Sorry. Sorry to give y'all bad news, but that's what it is. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry. Sorry about that, headphone users. I appreciate y'all. So sorry about that. Before we get into the Juneteenth celebrations, let's watch this. Y'all saw the reports of the man that killed his 3 children. One of the kids tried to get away, and he drug him back to the house and killed him there. Let's watch this shit.
Where's he at?
He's shooter still on the porch.
Get him right here, right here. You got him on the porch.
We've asked, that's the last place we've been told.
You
that
show
he's
me your
on the
hands
porch.
now! Stand up and walk towards us! Stand up now! Walk towards us! Stand up with your hands up!
We know we got a visual in the veil. Not showing his hands, not following commands.
Stand up now!
Not showing hands for following commands. His name is Chad Dorman. Chad Dorman.
I know, but
Kat, I don't know if there were any Trump supporters in there or not. I know there was a billionaire on board. I don't know what his political affiliation was, but
I know, but we can't.
First aid, and he's not complying. You know, he's a
watch how clueless these cops are, though. They don't really know. He's sitting on the front porch. They told him, show me your hands, stand up, walk toward us. He ain't doing none of those things. So Barney over here, Barney Fife, is going to try to walk in front of this tree and obstruct their vision even more. I mean, I'm not a police officer, so I don't know protocol, but they're trying to get a good position on the guy, but they're leaving themselves open for to be pretty vulnerable.
We gotta find cover first. We ain't no good if we ain't safe ourselves. Hey, no. We need to come from this side where we can see them. Don't take cover behind her.
Like right now, they're totally vulnerable. They can't see him.
We're going to approach from this side. We got cover. Right here.
Take cover. 29 and 63.
Yeah, walk through the bushes, dumbass. It's all right. Yeah, they're still... they can't see him right now. He could be on the other side of that trailer for all they know. They lost sight of vision of him.
Hands now.
And just so anybody that isn't aware, this is an aluminum trailer. It is giving absolutely zero cover if he did decide to fire on them.
Stand up! Stand up! Stand up! Stand up!
And this black box right here, this is where the 3 kids are laid out next to the driveway.
Stand up! Stand the fuck up! Get your hands out here. Cover 21. It's in the air.
Yeah, I was surprised about that too, Sonia. She says, I'm surprised the father didn't shoot himself too, which usually happens in these cases. Oh, he's super nice. He's telling them he ain't going to run. He ain't going to do nothing to give him any problems. He's very cooperative. There we go. Sorry about that, y'all. I need to upgrade this damn computer. I appreciate y'all hanging out through all the delays. So sorry about that. Sorry about that. Trying to get this train back rolling again. Second, if everybody's coming back in, thank y'all. Come back in. So dumb. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what state that was in, Sonia. But yeah, whatever. They gave him a $20 million bond too on that case. Why they would give him a bond, I have no fucking clue.
We continue here at the top of the hour with the murder of these 3 young Claremont County boys. Investigators say their father has admitted to shooting and killing all 3 in cold blood. Their ages are 7, 4, and 3. We do have team coverage for you on this tragic situation. We start with WCPO 9 News reporter Sean Delancey, who is in New Richmond, where a community event is being held for the 3 children who lost their lives. Sean?
Yeah, Tanya, Pastor Robert Wooten just opened the doors here at Connection Point Church in New Richmond for anybody and everybody impacted by this unspeakable tragedy. He says when 3 little boys are senselessly gunned down, people need to be there for one another. Pastor Wooten says that this is a very loose event. There's no real plan or agenda to go by. It's just an open space for people to be together, talk through their grief, pray, whatever you need to help process what few can grapple with, the death of children. His team is right here, right now, to help guide that process. Wooten says whether you knew this family or not, if you're hurting, you are welcome here tonight.
You know, in a small community, everybody feels the pain. Everybody feels the struggle. Everybody feels the emotion. And I think last night before I went to bed, I told my wife, I said, we got to do something. And it's just brought me to the point where we can't just sit by idly and just, we have to act and do something.
Now, Connection Point Church here in New Richmond along Columbia Street will be open tonight as long as is necessary. So if you feel the need to be around others that can help you out, you are welcome to come on down. In New Richmond, I'm Sean Delancey, WCPO 9 News.
All right, Sean, thanks so much. Folks, this is Chad Dorman, the boy's father. He was arrested without incident yesterday. We got body camera video just hours ago showing the moment he was taken into custody. I want you to watch it.
Stand up now! Stand up! Stand up!
EMS is safe and air care is going to go ahead and fly whenever any units can arrive.
Get your hands out of here. Number 21. It's in the air.
You see there, Dorman did not resist once law enforcement got to the scene. He was sitting on the front porch with that rifle nearby and had little to say as he was taken to the cruiser. Claremont County prosecutors say Dorman admitted that he executed his 3 boys one by one. That evidence was presented today at Dorman's bond hearing. I-Team reporter Craig Cheatham has more on the evidence presented in court.
In court, Assistant Prosecutor David Gast said Dorman admitted to shooting and killing his 3 sons. Gast described the crimes as, quote, one of the most monstrous, craven, cowardly acts that will ever be our misfortune to see. Chad Dorman entered the courtroom wearing what one officer called a suicide vest. It was the day after prosecutors say he confessed to shooting and killing his 3 boys.
In an act of just incomprehensible cruelty, the father that stands before you lined up his 3 young boys and he executed them in his own home with a rifle.
Assistant Prosecutor David Gast said Dorman told police that one of his boys ran to a nearby field, but Dorman said he got the boy, dragged him back to the property, and killed him. Gast said Dorman also shot his wife in the hand when she grabbed the gun, attempting to save her children.
We can't name a person that poses a greater threat to the community.
The judge granted the prosecution's request for a $20 million bond. The case now goes to a grand jury. A pretrial hearing is scheduled for June 26. In Batavia, Craig Cheatham, WCPO 9 News.
A memorial, by the way, is growing for those 3 little boys tonight. People are placing stuffed animals. You can see that right here outside of their home. WCPO 9 News reporter Valerie Lyons is live now. So Valerie, you have been speaking with several people today, including a New Richmond girl who started a GoFundMe for their funerals.
Yeah, Tanya, Hazel Warren is the friend of the boy's older sister. She says she hasn't slept. She's been crying. She's heartbroken. When she heard what happened, she tells me all she wanted to do was help.
It just really hurts more to know them and what happened.
Crazy as hell, dude. It doesn't say what city it was in. New Richmond was the city. I'm not sure what state. Crazy, though. How the hell could you kill your 3 kids, though, dude? Like, what the hell? And the mom got shot in the hand trying to defend them. Crazy. People done lost their damn mind.
Illinois.
Check this out now. Juneteenth celebrations.
At least 20 people were shot during a Juneteenth celebration.
You wanna know why? Because of me, that's why. Or watch the news clip. Once I heard Illinois, large group, it was near. They don't know how to act. If there's more than 3, that's not where I'll be. And I don't give a damn how you feel. Uncle Ruckus, I don't give a fuck what you call me. Y'all don't know how to act. And then you wonder why they look at y'all stupid. Look at us stupid. Shit, I'm black, so when they see me, they think, oh, man, he one of them. No, I'm not one of them. I don't identify as one of them. Large group and Jordans and gold teeth don't go together. That's all I'm going to say. If you stay in the state of Illinois, do what you got to do and move far, far, far away so you ain't got to see this shit. The only time I see y'all is on the goddamn news. I don't care if you got to walk, if you got to run, if you got to skip. Get the hell out of the damn city. Let them tear it up by themselves.
Yep. If there's more than 3, that's not where I want to be. Like, oh shit, boy. You said it, sir, not me. Give me 1 second here. Okay, here we go. More Juneteenth celebrations at the local McDonald's. Where's everybody's mom and daddy at on this shit?
They're not even see. Oh, they taking the register.
That's robbery right there. He stole the register.
Yeah, take the register. This nigga took the register. Ain't no way. Oh my god. Oh, these niggas burnt out.
Watch everybody pounce on this shit once he got it open. Like roaches on a hamburger. Joe Biden will tell you about them roaches, boy. Tell you all about them damn roaches. Yeah, it's just a bunch of thugs for sure. Mom and daddy ain't around. No fucking cops ain't coming. You would think that people that fear the police and are hunted by police would be straight up the model citizens of our nation, but somehow they're not. Now listen, watch this reporter get all flustered when this guy calls in to this C-SPAN show.
I haven't heard any black person say thank you to the over 300,000 white men who died to free those black slaves. I'm astonished. I realize we're focusing on slavery, but my descendants are from Scotland and Ireland. We never owned slaves.
All right.
I've heard. I haven't heard.
She got that hand on the dump button as soon as he called. She's like, oh, hell, we might have a wild one right here. Yep. They never say thank you to the white people that helped free them, though. Because black people didn't do that shit by themselves. They didn't just decide one day, you know what? I don't want to be a slave no more. I want to be free now. Well, you ain't getting that unless a bunch of other white people help you. But nobody wants to talk about that. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Yeah, her face was priceless. She's like, oh no, this guy's talking truth. Oh my goodness. Here's another one. Juneteenth celebration. R.I.P. headphone user. Sorry about that.
Oh, there she go.
See that one dude right there? Right there, this dude's getting ready to pop his off. And I'm not sure if he's the one that shot or somebody else, but you see him, he's going for it. He had it right there. As soon as his got pulled, somebody got his. And they run like hell. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. And Sonia, I did like your clip when you had Adams talking that shit and then had the chaos happening after the fact. That was wild. That was wild. Local story. Check this out. Buc-ee's submits plans to build in Clarksville. So they're going to have a Buc-ee's coming in Clarksville for everybody. Even more traffic up there for me to try to dodge. Here was at least 12 killed over the holiday weekend.
Now to the deadly weekend of violence and mass shootings that killed at least a dozen people and injured more than 100. So far this year, more than 800 children and teens have been killed by guns. CBS's Charlie DeMar reports tonight from a violent crime.
Not just by guns, young lady. Criminals with guns.
Outside of Chicago, where a survivor described the chaos.
A Juneteenth celebration in Willowbrook, Illinois Sunday turned deadly after an unknown number of people opened fire on the crowd. At least one person died, 22 were injured.
The motive behind this incident is unclear, and this is still an active investigation.
23-year-old Mariah Dixon crawled under a car and was shot in the knee.
I saw people's feet still running past me. I didn't think anybody heard me.
In St. Louis, it was at a party gone wrong.
We're going to need some additional equipment.
People could be seen running from the building, but not before 11 were shot, all teenagers. A 17-year-old died.
The violence these children experienced last night is intolerable and unacceptable.
In all, 19 mass shootings in the last 72 hours. At least 14 people killed and an astounding 101 people injured. Guns were used in nearly 21,000 homicides in 2021. According to Johns Hopkins, 36% of those victims were young black men, who make up only 2% of the population.
We know that there's a correlation between amounts and levels of guns in the community and gun death.
Mariah Dixon says her life has been changed forever.
I'm 23 years old and I don't know if I'll be ever able to attend parties again.
And here in Willowbrook, Illinois, investigators are still processing this massive crime scene. And we're told that the sheriff's department is currently interviewing some of those witnesses and some of those victims. But at this point, no arrests have been made. Jerika?
Charlie DeMar for Willowbrook.
Yep. Wow, the violence. You wanted people to celebrate the holiday while the people died. I don't know. That's crazy. Here's another one. It's not an epidemic or anything.
Taking you out to Milwaukee, getting an update after multiple people were shot after a Juneteenth celebration. Let's listen in here to this update from police who just stepped up to the podium.
Are we good? All right. On Monday, June 19th, 2023, after a day of a Juneteenth celebration where thousands were in our community gathered peacefully, at approximately 4:21 p.m., Milwaukee Police Department officers responded to a shooting incident on the 2900 block of North Martin Luther King Drive. MPD's preliminary investigation revealed that the shooting may have stemmed from a fight between multiple young females on MLK Drive. MPD has confirmed a total of 6 shooting victims at this time. 4 females, 2 males, ranging in age from 14 to 19 years of age. There are no fatalities at this time. MPD's preliminary investigation suggests that a 17-year-old male victim was also a shooter. However, we're seeking additional unknown suspects at this time. Anyone with any information is asked to contact Market Police Department at 414-935-7360, or to remain anonymous, contact Crime Stoppers at 414-224-TIPS. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank the MPD family in regards to the work that we did with.
Yeah, we're not going to sit there and listen to all that shit. I just wanted y'all to know there's another one, and another one, and another one. So many deaths on Juneteenth. Here's one Krabby Turtle just sent me. Judge Joe Brown exposes the reasons behind the choosing historic holiday. I can't watch this whole thing. It's going to take up way too much time. That's 22 minutes, homie. Give me 1 second.
Hi, everyone. Are you ready for the ultimate experience? Here at RN's Life.
Method Man performed, Jennifer Hudson. They had a couple of HBCUs perform.
Like a judge
but
would.
that's not what Juneteenth is about. It's not about music. It's not a musical celebration. And to me, I found that disrespectful. And they did not have the Juneteenth flag at the back of, on the balcony of the back of the White House in the South Lawn, right? But they did have the LGBTQ flag there, pride at the White House, right? They had their flag there. Let me pull that up here and share this. But nothing for us Black folk. And we're the ones who built the White House. We built the White House, the state capitol, Congress, all that.
He starts around 5:20. Okay, let's go to 5:20.
Rest of the world, Eastern Orthodox Christianity and quite a few others celebrate his birthday late February, early March. Why is it the 25th? Because 1,000 years ago, the Catholic Church decided that since the peasantry would not stop celebrating a number of pagan holidays that also occurred on December 25th, let's just move Christ's birthday to be celebrated December 25th. So now, in our minds, we associate consultation with quite a few of my old school friends. It was just a thing with folk in Texas. But it's our theory now that the reason that they picked June 19th, Juneteenth, to celebrate is because it falls right in the middle of Gay Pride Month, so it can be co-opted by the rainbow crowd. Now, if you look at the current popular symbol for Juneteenth, it's a fist, and the fist is rainbow colored. That illustrates the point. This is an ideal opportunity to associate June 19th, Juneteenth, with the rainbow. Now, I'll give you a classic example, and I'm not trying to offend anybody's religious sensibilities. We celebrate the birth of Christ December 25th. Most of the rest of the world, Eastern Orthodox Christianity and quite a few others, celebrate his birthday late February, early March. Why is it the 25th? Because 1,000 years ago, the Catholic Church decided that since the peasantry would not stop celebrating a number of pagan holidays that also occurred on December 25th, let's just move Christ's birthday to be celebrated December 25th. So now, in our minds, we associate December 25th with Jesus Christ, Christmas.
Yeah, so it's a co-opted holiday. Supposedly it was a real thing, and then they hijacked that shit. Hijacked it. Put the big gay fist in there on them. Make sure you use lots of lube. But that's going to be it for me tonight over here on the Rumble side. Make sure. No, we still got one more thing to do. Sorry about that. We got to do the Tucker live show. This is going to be episode 5 of the of the Tucker Carlson series. It's available on the YouTube page if you want to check it out right now. But we're going to play it for y'all. Episode 5, it says, as in most of the developing world, it's safer to be in the president's son than his opponent.
Carlson, this spring, word began to circulate in Washington that the House Oversight Committee, under its new chairman, Congressman Jamie Comer, had discovered criminal behavior after reviewing thousands of pages of the Biden family's bank records. Now, publicly, to the extent they responded at all, the White House dismissed the investigation as, of course, politically motivated. In any case, irrelevant. Hunter Biden was an adult, so his business dealings had nothing at all to do with his father, in this case, the President of the United States. But in private, everybody understood it wasn't quite that simple. There has long been overwhelming evidence that Joe and Hunter Biden's financial lives are not separate at all, but deeply intertwined. On Hunter Biden's laptop, there's a suggestion that the two of them even at one point shared a bank account. And of course, Hunter Biden wrote himself that he kicked back cash from his foreign business deals to his father. He wrote that bitterly. So the Oversight Committee's investigation was potentially a disaster for the White House, a scandal, possibly even the prelude to criminal charges. So in order to get ahead of all of that, Joe Biden's handlers did the one thing they could do. They set up an MSNBC interview to preemptively whitewash whatever Jamie Comer might find. Here's the results of that. This aired on May 5th.
Sir, there is something personal that's affecting you. Your son, while there's no ties to you, could be charged by your Department of Justice. How will that impact your presidency?
First of all, my son's done nothing wrong. I trust him. I have faith in him. And it impacts my presidency by making me feel proud of him.
Okay, time for the master class for free. You can audit it. Here it goes. Sir, showing appropriate respect, says the shill, there is something personal that's affecting you. Note the wording. Personal, not of public concern, nothing law enforcement might be interested in, but personal, a sad family tragedy. That's the framing. And then this, a sentence choreographed to the letter. Your son, while there's no ties to you, could be charged by your Department of Justice. Got that? Well, there's no tie to you. So the answer is, in fact, in the question. Whatever Hunter Biden goes down for, and we know he is going to be charged because MSNBC said so, but when that happens, that's Hunter's problem. It's got nothing to do with Joe Biden. Rest easy, America. 5 days later, the Oversight Committee released its findings, and they were, in fact, devastating. Quote, bank records show the Biden family, their business associates, and their companies, their many companies, received over $10 million from foreign nationals and their related companies, the committee wrote. Investigators had, quote, identified payments to Biden family members from foreign companies while Joe Biden served as vice president and after he left public office. So actually there was